Neymar to Manchester United. Could this be one of the biggest, most sensational transfers of the summer transfer window? Could Man United be about to bring one of the biggest superstars to Old Trafford? The headlines this evening are that the only team that Neymar would leave Paris Saint-Germain for are Manchester United, and he is seduced by the idea of coming to Old Trafford to play for Ten Hag. We're going to delve into that and more details for you right now on the Football Terrace. Hit the like and the share button. Let's go. So last week we saw claims coming from the French media that Neymar was a potential target of Manchester United. Their claims were, and I want to read this out, is that United were already in advanced talks with Paris Saint-Germain over a move for one of the world's most expensive players in Neymar. Now, this was kind of pushed back by a lot of Man United fans. Is it true? L'Equipe, can they be trusted? The story now progresses. There are reports coming from the UK today and from France claiming that Neymar wants to join Manchester United this summer. It goes on to say that he is reportedly refusing to leave Paris Saint-Germain for any other club and that he is heavily seduced by the idea of coming to Old Trafford and playing for Eric Ten Hag. So last week, reports that Man United are trying to advance this conversation. A week later, Neymar open to the move. If he does have to leave Paris Saint-Germain, only Manchester United is the club that he wants to join, is the claim that is being made this evening. Now, I want to get your understanding. I want to get your take. I want to know what you think and feel about that transfer rumor. The rumor in itself. We'll get onto the player in a minute because I like to break transfers down. Firstly, what do you think of the player? Should Man United be doing this? Would he improve Manchester United? That's another conversation. But in terms of this rumor, what do you make of it? L'Equipe, I think it's pronounced L'Equipe. I call it L'Equipe. I've been told it's L'Equipe. It's pronounced. They have stated this. You now have a number of British tabloids talking about this, but a very, very credible report has come out this evening from, and I want to read this out to you now as well, from Santi. Now, Santi is one of the best transfer journalists out there, and he claims that Neymar is seduced by the idea of joining Manchester United. He says that Neymar has partnerships and contracts with Qatar and the Qatar brand. These relationships favor a possible signature to Man United if the club is bought by Sheikh Jassim. So we need to be very, very careful here. The claims coming from France and from the UK don't mention this situation, including the Qataris. And I think that's really significant because I do think that Man United could be pushing for this player. I do think that he may be seduced by the idea. I think if he leaves Paris Saint-Germain, Man United would be a big option for him. We're one of the only clubs in Europe that can pay his salary, as an example. But we have to break the story down and not look at it in its entirety. The likes of L'Equipe, a number of British tabloids, and some further reports out of France today locally claim that this deal is on, this deal is advancing, this is something Man United are pushing for, and Neymar, if he can't stay at Paris Saint-Germain, is very open and very excited about the idea of coming to Man United. What Santi has claimed, and this is why I think it's really important to separate the two stories, is that Man United are only likely to sign Neymar should the Qatari group take over. That is how it reads and that is how it sounds. You may have read what he said and interpret it a different way, and that's why I want your opinions. So I want to talk about the story first of all, the media story. What do you make of it? Because it's trending right now on socials, but I'm seeing people quote and talk about the different stories like they're one of the same. Now, they may all come from the same source and be different interpretations of the same story. That is what I want to know from you. In terms of the player, I've spoke about this once, I've spoken about it twice, and I'm going to speak about it again now because it's trending news again. Ability, yes. Outputs, yes. The name, the man, the magic, the skills, the techers, the silks. I want Neymar at Manchester United for all of them reasons. He would be the best player at the club by a country mile, as soon as he arrives, whether he plays on the left instead of Rashford, whether he plays in a kind of 10 off the striker role instead of Bruno Fernandes. If he plays off the right instead of Anthony or Sancho, this guy is better than all of them. Let's just have that out there. Let's let it be said in case there's any conjecture. The injury problems, though, that's my worry. The injury situation surrounding Neymar is my concern. It's my only concern around him. He, on average, has started just 16 games per season for the past 6 years. And typically, as you get older, your injury problems, at the very least, stay the same. They seldom get better. I think he's only played 20. The maximum amount of league games he's featured in has been 22, the maximum per season. That's my biggest concern, that he isn't available. And I understand in the 21, 22, maybe 23 games he plays, the impact in those matches will be massive. But Man United cannot afford to cheat the process. Man United cannot afford to relinquish buying Diego Costa as an example, or Kim Min-jae at the back, further support in the fullback areas, a new midfield player. We can't afford to miss out on one or two of them players for Neymar. We can't afford to miss out on a Harry Kane, a Victor Osimhen for a Neymar. I believe a Neymar should only be purchased if those other holes are filled. The reason I say that is this. Say you bring Neymar in instead of Harry Kane. Great, fine, maybe that works. And you fill all your other holes. We need those goals all season. We need someone that's going to deliver for 40, 50 games a season. You're going to miss out on that. Say you bring Neymar in and then you can't afford other positions on the pitch. Say we go, right, we can't afford another centre-back. We can't afford more backup at right back because it's likely that one of the low or AWB, probably AWB, is going to leave. Then when Neymar's out for half the season, those holes you didn't fill by bringing him in then protrude massively. You can sometimes get away with having a hole if you bring somebody else in another position who is ultimately superior, who takes your team up a level or two. So say we put all our money, say we buy a midfielder and a centre-back, we don't get a right back. But we get that goalie and we get Harry Kane, and Harry Kane scores 45 goals in all comps. You may not miss that lack of backup in a right back area because you brought in a goalkeeper that helps you play out from the back better and a striker finishing off your chances. You may not notice it. If you bring in Neymar and then you still miss out on one of those other positions because so much money's got. By the way, Neymar will cost you about 3 times the salary that Harry Kane will. You can find yourself in a very precarious position. And that is all I want Man United to guard against here. So I'll say this clearly again. On ability, I want him. On goals, I want him. On delivery, clutch moments, I want Neymar. If we can fill all of our holes and have a much stronger squad and still afford Neymar, get him. He could be our proverbial luxury player. But if it means not signing a fit and healthy, available, prolific striker, if it means not filling massive holes at the back or in goal, then I think it's something that we should avoid. Because we cannot cheat that process with a player that misses half the season injured. I want to get your take on this. I want to get your views. I want to get your opinions. But I'll go back to the story at the beginning. The media are stating he is seduced by United, would like to join us if he leaves Paris Saint-Germain. If the Qataris take over, that is what appears more likely. So look, I want your thoughts. I want your feelings. I want your opinions in the comment section below. Make sure, by the way, you go check out the latest Top 6 podcast right now on Spotify. Scan the QR code or click on the link below. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again soon. Thank you.